everything is. It's like they want you to transform.
The programming wants you to transform.
Yeah,
I think the programming is kind of leading towards depopulation.
You think that's what it is?
Well, yeah, you have more gay people, you have more transgenders, you have more males that can't reproduce. I mean, it's just leading towards depopulation, which is probably okay. I mean, we shouldn't have this many people on this earth anyway.
I was reading about in 2007 they put out a study that says that we're producing 20% less births every year. That was 2007. So I can't imagine what it is today. Like, it's probably much lower than that.
I mean, that's what that leads to. I mean,
yeah.
Let's say there is something in the. I mean, it could just be the Earth that's doing it to us. You know what I mean? What was it? The happening? Like, it'll fix itself. You know what I mean? And that might be leading to more, like estrogen or like lower testosterone to cause less reproduction.
But then that mostly comes from like the food and everything that's given us to us, I mean,
but
it's not like, I mean, if we were to eat, because people that eat more natural, less like genetically modified foods and all that stuff.
Those people don't reproduce.
No, the ones that eat less of it reproduce more.
Who has more kids?
You do right now.
People that eat fast food. You ever seen Idiocracy?
He was just talking. I have not seen that.
You have not seen that, but
he was talking about it.
That thing is like nailing what our
the whole Crocs thing. Yeah,
people that eat vegan food and like all that like stuff, like they reproduce less.
Well, I'm not saying about vegan food though. I'm saying like eat more natural meats, more natural like eggs, and drink your milk. All these stuff. Don't go to veganism, because veganism you got to supplement a lot of other nutrition to get the same amount of nutrition you can get eating like regular meats. But I'm talking about like
take a look at that demographic, right? So that demographic is more responsible. So they're going to be they're going to be more likely to have no kids or one kid.
Veganism?
Like the demographic itself.
That's in more vegan.
Yeah. Are they going to have 10 kids? How many people you think? I mean, the people that have 10 kids, where do you think they eat at? McDonald's.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They get Happy Meals.
Yeah.
Like those are the ones that are reproducing. That's kind of what that movie Idiocracy was about, is like the dumb people that had more kids, those overpopulated.
That's actually a very fair point, because studies show that people who with less income and less education actually have way more children, and then the ones that are smarter and highly educated, they actually have less children. Like smarter, like high educational people, like with degrees and backgrounds, actually only prefer to have 1 or 2 kids. But people who have lower education have way more
14
kids. Yeah.
I know people that have 12, 14 kids.
Yeah. So you think it's leading to the depopulation of like uneducated people, or like people with just lower income bracket, or what?
Well, there's lower income for sure.
Yeah.
But the people that have the higher income have less kids. And those are the people that are college educated, and they're more responsible, and they think they don't want to have as many kids because they don't, they can't afford it.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah.
The people that just have popped kids out left and right,
they rely on the government. So
they just, it just happens. They just make it happen. And those are the ones that have 10, 14 kids.
Yeah, hella
compared
kids.
to 2 kids that are college educated.
Yeah.
You got 14 kids that are not.
Yeah, could you imagine putting fucking 10 kids through college? There's no
one
way.
kid through college.
I know.
Like, even with 1 kid, it's hard to do. Even I couldn't put myself through college.
I know. It's fucking crazy.
It's just like that's what it's kind of what it's leading to, is going to be a mass amount of uneducated. Well, that's great for the economy because you have more workers.
Right. Employees.
Yeah, you have more employees. But then it leads to less educated people. I mean, it's kind of what you're seeing here.
Yeah. So, I mean, I understand where you're going with this whole thing. Like, when it comes to like keeping our frequencies down and in order to enslave us. I think we did talk about this before with the
Anunnaki.
The Anunnaki.
Slavery.
Yeah. So do you think that there's a contribution to society in order to keep our frequencies down and basically control our brains in order to keep us from, because there's no way they're going to let us like reach our highest self.
Well, there's what book was I reading? The Raw Contact. So there's this book called The Raw Contact. It's about, I think it was in like the 60s or 70s, where they had this lady who got into a hypnosis where they made contact with, which was a fifth density alien race. They're like, hey, we're here to help. And it was kind of talking about those the other alien ones that were here to say, hey, let's just enslave everybody and keep everybody working. But if you keep the vibration low, and you keep people believing in evil and, this is good, this is bad, don't do this, do that, and then along with the school system teaching people how to be employees, clock in, clock out, right?
Slaves, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to keep us in a slave race mentality. You know what I mean? And that's what we're programmed to do. And unless you break the programming, then you'll never get to that point. Now that in that book, it talks about a harvesting. So
a harvesting,
almost like a culling.
Okay. Wow.
It's like, once we're going to put this out there and the people that are able to accept it will be harvested. You know, they can enlighten, they can return to, you know, the light. And that's kind of what the Christ consciousness was talking about. Even in some of the, not the canon biblical, but like the Apocrypha and the Nag Hammadi, which is some of Jesus's other teachings.
Right.
It teaches enlightening, and it talks about being able to return back to that light, you know, to the one.
So in this harvesting, it's a good or a bad thing? Because
well, if you want to, you can stay on a karmic loop and do this over and over and over again as long as you want.
If you are a believer that Earth is your hell, right?
Well, if you adhere to the programming, you're going to stay stuck in a karmic loop, and you can run this programming as many times as you want.
Gotcha.
As many different things as you want, over and over and over and over and over again, and never get past it, or you return to the all and regenerate.
But there's no guarantee that harvesting or culling is going to get you back up to the light. It's only something that because it's not been proven, right? Like, how do we know, right, for a fact?
None of it's been proven. I mean, if science, I look at science kind of like a religion too.
Right. It is, yeah.
Because everything's a theory. Right. So, yeah, everything is a theory. This is what we believe to happen. It is true until it's not true.
Right. So doesn't like spirituality and enlightenment kind of play into the idea of like quantum science?
Yeah, it's all the same.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never felt so close to a science as quantum. Yeah, that is, it almost runs face first with spirituality. It's the same thing. Honestly, it's the same thing.
I feel like, you know, this is how I feel about like all religions and belief. It's all based off of the same thing. We just interpret it differently. It's just like all based off of perspective. Yeah, you can perceive it as however you want. Whatever you want to perceive is going to be true. Right. Because you're the master of your own universe. So how does your universe work? You know, does it work through Christianity? Does it work through Judaism? Does it work through, however you want to perceive it is true. Yeah. So you can experience it however you want. Yo, guys, did you guys enjoy that clip? Watch the other clips. They're also really good. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification button, and if you hate them, if you like them, if you hate me, if you like me, comment that shit below, man. Watch the other clips. We appreciate you.
We at Standing Lane, Ryan Barbados, smoking to get my chia.